January 1, 2021 at the City Garden Grand Hotel, Makati, at the corner of Kalayaan and Makati Avenue, Makati City. I want you to understand that at present, the case is still ongoing inquest proceedings. So we cannot mention names. We cannot discuss the merits or the merits of the case until these inquest proceedings are completed. Right now, there are three suspects who have been detained in the Makati City Police Department and are respondents in this case. At the same time, there are about 7 who are who have not been detained and who have not been investigated properly. So the investigation is ongoing, and hopefully in the next few days we will have some additional suspects that we can investigate and maybe file charges. So let me begin first with trying to recollect what happened here, because I'm sure your listeners are all interested in finding out from the people who are involved in this case as to what happened. At the start, since Christine was all alone here in Manila, Dr. Ramos and I, who are acquaintances of Christine always came over to have meals here because she is a good friend of Dana Sacalco, also a flight attendant, who is the girlfriend of Andre Barreto, the son of Dr. Ramos. Because Christine was, his family was in General Santos, Dr. Ramos and I felt that it was our obligation to help from the beginning. And so we are familiar with the facts of the case. The lawyers will discuss to you the legalities that have been discussed in the inquest. But as an overview, I just want you to understand that the facts of the case are like this. On December 31, Christine booked a room in the City Garden Grand Hotel, Makati, particularly room 2209. He was with friends and fellow workers from Philippine Airlines, and they occupied the room. And it is our belief that she was going to celebrate the New Year together with her friends from Philippine Airlines. Unfortunately, or subsequently, there were several other persons who joined in. A total of about, in room 2209, a total of 9 males were present inside the room, together with Christine by herself, the only girl among the group. At about 1 o'clock in the morning, I suppose they were celebrating the New Year, and somehow between 6 to 10 in the morning of January 1st, Christine had already experienced intoxication, and she complained more particularly that her drinks appeared to have been spiked. So subsequently, between 6 to 10 in the morning, she already collapsed, and they tried to use CPR on her, tried to revive her, until finally they couldn't revive her. At 12 o'clock, they brought her down, and they brought her to the Makati Med, where she was pronounced dead. So more or less, the general facts occur like this, and we are now holding accountable all these 9 individuals who were present in room 2209. They are now charged as respondents, either by direct participation, accomplices, or accessories. The investigation is ongoing. The police are still verifying the identities of other persons, because there is another room, room 2207, which was occupied purportedly by about 7 other males, whom we have not identified up to this time. So this investigation will continue, and most probably more persons will be detained and investigated in connection with this crime. Now, there are stories going on, and I wish to refute this at this point in time, that Christine was a loose person. In other words, she was having relationships with different men, and she was a drunkard, and that is the story that is circulating. Also, they say that she died of natural causes, a ruptured aortic aneurysm, which appears in the certificate of death, but which does not include all the injuries she sustained. That's why when we saw the certificate of death of Dr. Sarmiento, we decided to take photographs of Christine's injuries, and we included this in the witnesses to the complaint to show that what kind of an autopsy is this? Why did you not specify the other injuries? So, if you look closely at the medical legal of Dr. Sarmiento, it is not complete as far as we are concerned. That is why we requested another autopsy. And we also believe that maybe the aortic aneurysm was a proximate cause, but it is also very possible that this could have been triggered by the assault on Christine prior to her death. So, there are two issues that I think we have to study very closely here. One is that drugs was used. Drugs were used on Christine, and then she was abused prior to her death. That is why we charged the respondents with rape with homicide. And hopefully, you guys can also give as much coverage to this as possible, so that, number one, we can bring this to the attention of President Duterte. His campaign against drugs, this we should underscore, that precisely we have women who are victimized by these drug pushers, and especially women, young women. Christine was only 23 years old, the second of a family of 4, and had a bright future as a flight stewardess, and it just completely terminated by virtue of this accident. I think, although I don't have all the facts yet, that there was a plan. That's why the duty manager of the hotel was included as a respondent, because he is also a good friend of one of the respondents, and then we believe that he arranged for these rooms, for the use of these rooms, because he was on duty at the time of the incident, and he admitted and he confirmed by the CCTV that he was inside room 2209 from 1 o'clock in the morning to about 6 o'clock in the morning of January 1st. So, there are many loose ends as of the moment, and we hope that in due time we will be able to uncover more facts and give you in the press and media more information about what really happened. But we wish that you will give us your support by covering the story as much as possible, so that our government officials will be aware of this incident. I would now like to give you Mrs. Sharon Dacera, who is the mother of Christine, who would like to express some gratitude to the people who have assisted her. Sharon?
Unang-una sa lahat, nagpapasalamat po ako sa ating Panginoong Diyos na binibigyan niya po pa ako ng sapat na lakas para harapin yung laban ng anak ko. At kayong mga buong press, pinapasalamatan ko po kayo lahat. Pinapasalamatan ko po kayo lahat dahil sa walang sawa niyong pagsubaybay nitong laban ng aking anak na as of now, sakit-sakit pa rin i-accept ang nangyari sa anak ko. Sobrang sakit. Kung hindi po dahil sa mga taong tumutulong sa akin, hindi ko alam kung anong gawin ko because the only thing I can do is I wanna hug my daughter. But his life is no more. Tatay Digong, Tatay Digong, tulungan mo kami. Ordinaryo lang po ako na tao. Ordinaryo lang po yung pamilya ko. Ma'am Sara Duterte, nanay ka rin. May anak ka rin babae. That's why I really come into open because I don't want that somebody will be victim again with this kind of brutality, barbaric. Binamo niyo anak ko. Ayokong may mangyari ulit yan na isang babae na bababuyin niyo ulit. Kaya lalabanan ko itong laban ng anak ko. Nagpapasalamat din po ako kay Senator Bongo, kay AFP Chief of Staff Devon Senas. Ngayon po, naandito talaga sa akin personally pumunta si Congressman Eric Yap, represented by Sir Edric Go Yap. Yung representative ni Attendant, si Atty. Leda, and si Atty. Rojas, who is also there, and of course, si Capsec. Babasahin ko po kasi hindi ko na memorize. Capsec. From the office of Capsec Nograles, Attorney Paulo, Attorney Migs Nograles, Capsec Nograles, Office of Senator Soto, Attorney Brick Reyes, may tatay-tatay, Doktora Mariche Ramos, nanay-nanay ito ng aking anak. Thank you for adopting my daughter. Dadampa dito sa Green Hills. Of course, Congressman Dinan, Congressman Sherlyn Nograles, Attorney Rene Pamilya, Vice Govic De Jesus, Ma'am Jane Rivera of Jensen, and ang tropa ng Philippine Navy, especially the Philippine Marine Corps, Secretary Anyo, Senator Bato de la Rosa, I will mention personally Sir Pareño and Ma'am Pareño, Sir Hernandez, Sir Balutan, and Sir Salamat of Philippine Marine, and my Kiwanis family, and of course, kung saan po, bakit nandito yung anak ko is because of her passion to become a flight attendant, the Palex family, Palex Pal, si Sir Leo and her team, and of course, the NBI at the same time. And Secretary Anyo, maraming salamat for being tatay-tatay din po. And my Axalay family, ang buong pamilya po ng Mangisel, Faba, Dacera family, taos puso po kaming nagpapasalamat. Sana bigyan pa po kami ng lakas ng loob na i-fight itong laban ng anak ko. Laban ito ng mga naaapi, inaabuso, na walang kalaban-laban. At sa mga kababaihan po, ayokong may mangyari ulit kasi sobrang sakit. Ang sakit-sakit.
Thank you, Sharon.
Yan lang po. Maraming salamat.
If
Sir
you have
Edwin?
any questions regarding the inquest proceedings, you can now direct it to either Attorney Paulo Tulio, Attorney Mark Rojas, or Attorney Leda. They're all here.
Sir, the brother of Congressman Eric Yap, who come here personally to help me and really believe that this should not happen, this kind of brutality. Maraming salamat, Sir Edric Go Yap, for giving us your support and comfort sa nangyari sa amin.
Kami po ay nakikiramay sa ACT-CIS at kasama po kami sa laban po ni Mrs. Dacera para po sa pagbigay ng hustisya kay Christine. At sana po sa lalong madaling panahon malutas na po ang kaso na ito. At meron pong ipinabibigay sa inyo si Kong para pantulong po sa inyo.
Maraming salamat
Okay
po.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat po.
Okay po.
I know God will, alam ko, kasama ko ang Panginoon sa nilalaban ng anak ko. Salamat po.
Hello, good afternoon, Mrs. Dacera. Ako po si Rex from CNN Philippines. No? Una po sa lahat, nakikiramay po kami at kailan di namin masusukat kung ano yung nararamdaman nyo. Ang tanong ko na lang po is that ano yung next plan nyo regarding this case?
Siyempre, ilalaban ko tong anak ko. Ayokong yung mga perpetrators, kung sino mang gumawa sa anak ko, dapat maparusahan po, Tatay Digong. Hindi deserve ni Christine yung brutality na ginawa. Tatay Digong, tulungan mo kami. Hindi ko to kaya. Hindi ko kaya. Dapat maparusahan sila. Maparusahan yung mga gumawa sa anak ko. Yun lang. Sigaw ko, hustisya para kay Aika. Hustisya para sa anak ko.
Actually, we, as I said earlier, there are at least 7 unidentified respondents who need to be apprehended, investigated, and if proper, they should be charged. We are arguing that this incident is not just the commission of one person or two persons, but a group of persons who should be all held accountable. In addition, Mrs. Dacera is contemplating on filing a complaint against the hotel. The hotel allowed 9 or 10 individuals in one room, 2209, and 7 persons in another room, 2207. And so we believe that that is against the rules and regulations of the IATF for operations of hotels. That is one action that she would like to take. Another is we have a problem with the Makati City Police Department because one of the persons who should have been detained and investigated was allowed to be released. So Dr. Ramos was trying to prevent this. We were fortunate to have retained the other 2, but one was released by the Makati City Police Department, and we're trying to get an explanation why they were released and not properly investigated. So there are other cases that they will initiate in connection with this case, but right now the priority is apprehending these other unidentified individuals.
It's the warrant.
Yes.
The warrant. Inaantay sila.
Correct.
I'm Jenny Ma'am from TV5. Ma'am, what's your reaction now? As mentioned din kanina ni attorney, marami yung pumasok talaga nagko-comment na hindi maganda about Christine. What's your message to them, ma'am? Sino po ba talaga si Christine?
Okay. Okay. Ganito lang po. Whatever they are telling that my daughter is bad, they can make their own stories. Okay, you can make your own stories. But, ito lang yung tanong ko. Ano bang karapatan nyo para babuyin at patayin ang walang kalaban-laban na babae na nag-iisa? Anong karapatan nyo?
What he's trying to say is that hindi na-justify yung nangyari kay Christine regardless kung ano man yung ilabas na video against her daughter. So that's it. Yun lang yung gusto sabihin ni Mrs. Dacera.
Okay, mother, no? I understand naman na yung mga parusa dito naayon sa batas. Pero personally, kung kayo personally, anong klaseng kaparusahan yung gusto niyo para sa kanila?
Pwede i-throw ko na lang sa lawyer.
Huwag na question, please. Huwag na lang sana ganyan klaseng question. Kasi, medyo masaya ng mga yung topic. Huwag na po natin gagawin ano po yung gasolina yung apoy. Next question, please.
Ma'am, we want to know better like about Christine. Ano
Yes.
po yung pangalan mo? Yung version, she came from all the way from Dacera, tapos mag-isya siyang pumunta dito sa Manila. Ano po bang pangalan ni Christine?
First of all, I would like to introduce who is Christine Angelica Faba Dacera. My beautiful lady, my beautiful baby is only 23 years old. Second from four of siblings of four. And she's a cum laude from UP Davao. And actually mahilig po yan siya mag-join sa mga beauty pageant. Kasi po kahit papano si Miss Shamsi Sopsop is really somehow malapit po na kapamilya ng kapatid din ng aking husband. So sila ang nag-push niya, Tin, mag-join ka ng beauty ko ng Binibini Pilipinas, ganyan. Kasi po, naging Miss Selka Davao din po at the same time yung anak ko. So, Christine is a very good girl. She's a promising girl. Nakita niyo naman kung ano kaganda yung anak ko, di ba? Mabait ang anak ko. And really, it's really her passion to become a flight attendant. Alam mo, simple lang naman kaming tao eh. Kasiyahan lang po sana ng anak ko na ang dream niya yung kami na magkakasama na kapatid niya tsaka tatay niya tsaka pamilya niya na makatour kami around doon. Kaya gusto niya talaga maging flight attendant po. Yun po.
Sa ngayon ba, kahit sino sa inyo, may leads na, kumbaga, meron naman nagsisend ng surrender leaders, ganyan, sa inyo, or kahit sa pagkakaalam?
We understand that one of the respondents, in the person of Ray Ingles, has appeared in the police station and given a statement. I need to confirm that because I have not talked to the police. Kung totoo yun nga gumawa siya ng statement tungkol sa anong nangyari. Ray Ingles was supposed to be one of those nga from initially pumasok sa 2209 together with Christine. Ito yung akala ni Christine siguro, 3 lang itong bisita niya saka siya. Hindi niya akalain nga darating yung 9 others or 6 others plus the other 7 in the other room. So it became already a very big celebration, in fact, against the rules and regulations of the IATF.
So bukod sa kanya, may mga nagpaparamdam pa ba na do you want to surface?
I believe that if they know what is good for them, so that no harm will come to them, because I think there are some people who are angered by what they did, they should surrender and explain their side. We just want to find out the truth. Sino ba talaga ang nag-sexually assault sa kay Christine? Sino ba talaga ang nag-spike ng drinks siya with drugs? At sino ba talaga ang immediate cause ng pagkamatayan niya? Kasi yung sinasabing ruptured aortic aneurysm could be only a result of the assault. Yun ang aming position.
Siguro kay Mrs. Dacera, ano yung mensahe nyo para dun sa mga hindi pa lumalangkad?
Gusto ko lang manawagan kung lalo na sa mga taong involved na doon sa aksidente na nangyari sa anak ko. Kung inosente po kayo, lumabas kayo. Kung gusto nyo patunayan na wala kayong kasalanan, lumabas kayo. Kasi ganito lang yun habang hindi po kayo lumalabas, hindi po namin hahayaan na panindigan na ni-rape nyo po ang anak ko.
Siguro sa legal counsel, no? So, how will you explain the aneurysm finding in the autopsy?
Just like Attorney Reyes mentioned kanina, we are disputing the findings of the SOCO, yung post-mortem report nila na they claimed na the cause of death was aneurysm, period. They didn't specify dun sa report yung mga hematoma, yung mga bruises that were found in the victim's body. That's why we seek another post-mortem report from an independent medical legal.
So So now ba, do you also believe that gang rape yung nangyari?
I won't comment on that.
How about Mrs. Dacera?
Dito na paubaya ko sa kanila.
Yeah, as much as possible, we will avoid commenting whether it is a gang rape or it is planned or there's conspiracy or whatever. It's already submitted for resolution kasi, so let's respect na lang the findings of the Office of the Prosecutor.
So as of now, you can still ascertain.
Yes, let's wait na lang for the resolution.
Sir, nagsalita kanina yung isa sa kinoconsider na suspect na Colonel de la Fuente.
Yes.
I have no idea who he is. Can you tell his name?
Si Fred Guzman.
Okay.
Ang sabi, hindi naman daw sila nagtatango at willing daw silang mag-service once na magkaroon ng salpina. At hindi nila kami nangyari rape dahil bakla daw sila.
Again, that's evidentiary by nature. In layman's terms, parang yung mga bagay na yan, kailangan patunayan yan. Hindi yan pwedeng sabihin na, bakla kami, walang rape nangyari. Those are evidentiary in nature. If they are vouching on that, they must submit to the jurisdiction of the prosecution or the prosecutor, or if ever, pag umakyat sa court, they should submit to the jurisdiction of the courts.
Gusto ko lang din dumagdagan na ang picture kasi sa Facebook, sa social media na parang LGBTQ community yung tinitira ng mga pulis. LGBTQ community yung tinitira ng party ng biktima. Siguro magiging napaka-insensitive at magiging selfish natin kung fini-frame natin sa ganyang picture ang kabuuan ng kasong ito. Diba? As I've said earlier this morning, the primary issue is rape, okay? And the deeper issue is the rape, is the victim blaming culture associated with rape. Dahil sexy ka, pag na-rape ka, kasalanan mo. Dahil umiinom ka, pag na-rape ka, kasalanan mo. Dahil nag-party ka, na-rape ka, kasalanan mo. Diba? BS. Sinisisi sa babae pag may nangyayari sa kanya. Okay, let's concede. Blame the girl, pag nalasing siya, sumuka siya. Blame her. Blame the girl, pag nalasing siya, nabasag yung baso, blame her. Blame the girl, pag nalasing siya, umihi siya sa kama niya, blame her. Okay? But don't ever blame a girl na pagkagising niya, binaboy siya. Don't ever blame a girl, pag nagising siya, wala siyang damit. Don't ever blame a girl, pag namatay siya. That's all.
Question lang po, no? I'm sorry to ask this, pero I think I have to ask this kasi may mga nagsasabi na consensual daw. Anong masasabi niyo sa kanila? Sa mga nagsasabi na it was consensual, there was a foreigner, day before.
Lahat naman yan, sabi nga namin ni Attorney Pau, nasa korte naman yan. Pero sa akin, ang opinion ko dyan, sige, kung consensual yan, kung kusa yan, ba't wala si Christine ngayon para sagutin yung mga tanong na yan? That's all. So.
Isa pa, pag we can establish the use of drugs, there's no more consensual. That's why it's important that we wait for the other medico-legal reports so that we can exactly determine what was the findings. We disagree with the findings of Dr. Sarmiento of the SOCO. So we have conducted a separate autopsy and medical-legal examination.
Sir, ilan yung bali na ang pinatuhan natin? Galing sa buba?
As of now,
10.
As of now, 11 ang respondents natin.
Plus dyan.
As of now, 11 ang named respondents natin sa na nasa complete affidavit. Plus some
11 identified plus dyan.
Yun nga, 11 nga yung identified, meaning they are named sa complaint natin. Plus there are John Does na yun yung hinahanap natin yung pangalan. In addition,
Any other questions about the pending inquest?
Bakit pending pala? Kasi sila nasapahan, sila nagtatapag sa period po na
Alam mo yung sa kadamihan ng ng respondents. Ang dami rin ng mga affidavits, witnesses, tapos yung report of the police investigators. Then nagdagdag pa kami ng additional supplemental evidence because we have photographs of these respondents so they can really be identified if the inquest will file charges against them. They will be very easy to apprehend. That's why that if they're listening in, we encourage that they come over and present themselves to the Makati City Police Department so that they will avoid having problems later on. You know, this case has attracted so much attention by evidenced by the presence of you guys. This is already not just an issue about one person being killed, being raped, but it's the entire female race being abused. And if we do not make examples out of the perpetrators of this crime, they will commit it again. And that is the reason why we are pressing for this. And if I may add, Mrs. Sharon Dacera is an Ilonggo. I am also an Ilonggo, and the Ilonggos fight to the finish.
Yes.
We fight to the finish. We were the only ones who fought during the Mindanao secession. And so we are going to make sure that we see the end of this case.
Attorney, no, in terms of weight of evidence, kasi you've been saying, no, it could be rape, di ba? How heavy is your evidence? Is it probable cause or proof beyond reasonable doubt?
As of now, we need only probable cause for the inquest. Proof beyond reasonable doubt is only required during the court proceedings for conviction. So right now, we believe we have more than enough probable cause by the fact that she sustained these injuries in her body, legs, and arms, by the fact that she probably will show some evidence of having been drugged, and most probably we have the dead body of Christine. That is the probable cause.
So now you're also pushing for another autopsy, right?
Yes.
Attorney, may pasalamatan pa.
Sige, okay. So if you have no more questions, yes. If you have no more...
Bakit may binabanggit yung witness?
Yes.
Sino po itong witness? At ano pong binabanggit nila?
Yung isa na naglapit sa police department ay I'm still trying to confirm his identity daw is Mr. Ray Ingles. So we do not know because dun sa police department you should be able to find out if that is correct ang aming information or not. Actually, ang mangyayari dito, sila mismo ang magiging witnesses dito sa insidente. Kasi sila magkasama-sama doon sa room 2209. And this is where the crime was committed.
How about the possibility of having a star witness